welcome to day 29 of our hip stretch series. We're going to do most of our poses today sitting down on the mat, so go ahead and sit down with me and we'll get started. What I want you to do is just bring your legs nice and wide in a straddle, kind of feel where you're at. No need to strain out, we'll get there. Go ahead and sit up nice and tall. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, sit up a little bit taller, and then exhale, we're just going to lean forward. Start out up here, see how you feel. Inhale, come to your fingertips. Exhale, walk the fingertips out, start to lean forward. Now if you want to stay up where we started this whole time, go for it. If you feel a stretch, that's a perfect place for you. Stay right there. We're just going to move with each inhale, get a little bit taller. Exhale, wiggle those fingers, walk them forward. Bend a little bit deeper. One more time, inhale up, straighten out. Exhale, come a little bit deeper. Now, we're just warming up, so if you can't go as far as you usually do, it's not a problem. Just go as far as you can. Like I said, we'll come back to it. So on your next inhale, go ahead, walk those hands back, push up. Inhale, exhale, take a minute. And we're just going to go over to the side. So you're going to bring your right hand over to the inside with your forearm facing up. You can also, if that's too far for you, bring it right here, and we're going to reach our arm over. But if you can reach all the way out here, and if you get all the way to your foot and you want to, you can actually hold your heel in your hand. And then you'll bring your elbow down. Inhale, open up, spin open the shoulder and chest. And look up through your armpit. And then you're going to reach over your head towards your foot. Nice and gentle. And again, if you're all the way over here, that's good. Wherever you feel the stretch, you're reaching through, trying to grab your toes. Maybe you just graze them with your fingertips, that's good too. Wherever you're at, you do you. Inhale, exhale. Make sure you're looking up through your armpit. One more breath here. Exhale, go ahead and release it down. Inhale, sit up nice and tall in the middle. And exhale, we're going to go over to the other side. So pick your variation. It might be different on this side. Maybe you can't get your hand under your heel, or maybe you got to sit up a little bit higher, no big deal. Make sure you're opening up through the chest first, spiral back that shoulder, then reach for the toes. Looking up through that armpit, over at the other wall, as you reach. Getting a little bit taller, opening up the chest with the inhale, and then exhale, reach for the toes. I can't find my toes today, this time. One more breath here. Inhale. Exhale, reach again. That's why. Go ahead and inhale, come up. Sit up nice and tall. Tilt your head around maybe, that's what I'm doing. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and bring the soles of the feet together. And today we're going to try to bring them out a little bit wider, almost to your point where you're at a 90 degree. So if you normally bring them in here and it's easier to get them down to the ground, cool. Try to bring them out a little bit farther. Maybe walk the flesh out from under your sit bones. Soles together, exhale, push it down. Now, if this way is too intense, if you want to have your feet closer to you, sometimes if you're a little inflexible or having some trouble with your hips, it's better to have them closer. Go for it. Do that. Inhale, exhale, push those knees a little bit closer to the earth. Pull your chest down towards your feet. One more time. Inhale. Sit up a little bit taller. Exhale. Pull down. Go ahead and release. You can maybe wiggle those legs a little bit. And then we're just going to come into fire log. So you're going to bring your right foot down so it's parallel with the mat. Place your left foot on top. Get yourself situated. Make sure that your knee is stacking on top of your foot. Inhale and exhale. We're just gonna drape our arm on there. See how that feels. And if you're feeling like, oh, we've done this a lot, I'm ready for a deeper stretch, you can just rest your palm with your elbow like that, head in your hand, a little bit more pressure. And again, we're not fully warmed up, not quite, so you can't go as deep as you normally do. You know, you'll go deeper if you do a whole bunch of sun salutations and then try to do this. But we're just going to give those hips a little stretch right now. And we can do a full sequence some other time. Get really intense with the stretching. I think no matter what your workout practice is, you should try to stretch every day, some part of your body. You don't have to focus on the hips for a whole month, but you definitely should stretch. Alright, so on your next inhale, go ahead, lean back slow, let your knee come up a little bit. And we're going to, instead of releasing it out and just splaying your legs over, we're going to take this left foot, slide it over, and wiggle that right foot to the center. So your feet should be about the same distance from your legs. You don't need to have both your sit bones completely on the ground because this one's going to lift up, the one that's on top, right? Your leg's on top, so your sit bone's going to come up a little bit. But you don't want to be also like completely leaning over to the side. If you feel really like you can't do this, you can bring both your knees up or one knee a little bit closer. Your goal is to get down here so that your knees are almost touching. But if you're not there, you're not there, and it's not a big deal. Go ahead, inhale, sit up. Exhale, come down. You're going to lean forward. If this is intense, just sitting up real tall, stay there. Otherwise, you can lean forward a little bit. You can lean completely down if you're really feeling flexible today. Inhale, get a little bit taller. Exhale, come forward. Inhale. Exhale, making sure you're really breathing because these stretches can be really intense on your hips. And if any kind of feelings come up, again, blow them away. Just let them leave through your breath. Release them out of your body. One more inhale. Exhale. Full extent. You're going to sit up if you're bending forward and just let those legs come apart. And we're going to go back to that straddle. So, wherever you were before, maybe try a little bit to inch them back a little bit farther. We're going to inhale, sit up. Exhale, walk the hands down. Maybe try, if last time you were up here and you're feeling like you can start to inch, go ahead. Now that we're a little bit warmed up. Inhale, straighten up. Exhale, walk those hands a little bit farther. You should be able to get maybe a centimeter farther, but if you can, don't worry about it. Just means you got to keep working on those hips. That's life. Okay, inhale. You're going to walk those hands back, and then go ahead and bring your feet in a little bit so they're more at like 45 degree. And we're going to do that stretch where we turn our feet out. So you're turning your feet down so that your pinky toe touches the floor, right? So inhale, exhale, let them turn. Just feel where they're at. Don't put any pressure on the legs. Hands up. See where they're at. And if that doesn't feel too bad, if you're not having any distress in your hip flexor or cramping up in your hamstrings or anything, you can push really gently on your calves to try to get them to go a little bit closer. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Go ahead and release. And then we're going to do the fire log pose on the other side. So left foot down, parallel with the mat. Right foot on the knee, right foot on the knee. I say it's wrong so often, I second guess myself. And then you want to make sure that your right knee is in line. Sit up nice and tall first. See if you're ready to bend forward. Or not bend forward, but put pressure on. And then exhale. Lean forward. And again, If you're like, oh, I'm so ready to go deeper into this, lean a little bit more on there. You can bend forward if you're feeling like, I'm so ready. You can totally lean into it. Just make sure you're paying attention to your body and your breathing, and you're, being really aware of what's happening. You don't want to strain anything. That would be bad. It would be really bad. And especially if you made it to day 29 and you haven't gotten hurt at all because you've been paying attention. Don't stop paying attention now. Inhale, exhale, give a little bit more pressure maybe. And then we're going to go ahead and lift it over. So inhale, sit up, bring that foot over, and then walk the bottom leg to the other, over to the right. Left leg towards the right leg towards the left. Sit nice and tall. See how you feel. Is this enough of a stretch? Are your hips not all splayed all over the place? Are your feet about equidistance from your thighs? I guess that would be your thighs. Not quite to your hips. Unless you have really long legs, in which case, awesome. Cool. You're unique. Lean forward. Inhale, get a little bit taller. Exhale, lean forward. And you have to focus on keeping your back really straight in this one. You can let your chest kind of curve over. Just don't hunch so much that you can't breathe deeply. You still want to be able to balloon up that stomach. Get that prajnaparamita going, Deep inhale and exhale. Remember to exhale entirely. All of that air, all of that feeling out of you. We're going to go ahead and inhale. Exhale. We're pushing it up. And we're going to untwist these legs and go back out. Straddle. Now, last time you push them a little bit farther. See if you can go even farther than that. Maybe you can't. Maybe you can. But just a little test to see where you're at. Maybe wiggle back and forth. That's what I'm going to do. And inhale, exhale, inch them forward. Coming down. Try to go another centimeter deeper. If you're having some trouble today or your hips are really tight. If you haven't been doing this for the entire month, like some of us, then not shocking. I'm glad you're here now. Inhale, straighten up. Exhale, come down. Inhale, exhale. One more breath. And then we're going to inhale and push the hands up. Coming up here. And then we're just going to bring those legs back into the 45. We're going to turn out those feet again. So remember, you're turning down to the pinky toes. And before you push, see where your feet go. See how far they want to be. And then just give it another little push. On the exhale, turn those calves over. Couple deep breaths. All right, go ahead, release that. And we're going to go ahead and bring our left foot in. So your left foot is going to come in towards your chest, and you're going to put it in the crux of your elbow right here. We've done this one before, but if you are just joining us, it's like cradling a baby. See, there's the baby. But you want to kind of bring it up parallel almost with the ground if you can. If you need to stay down here, that's fine. And we're just going to rock it back and forth a little bit. We're getting ready to kind of push it this way, over to the left. We'll try to get our foot in line with our sternum, which is the center of your lungs. Pretty weird looking bone, actually. Make sure you're breathing here. Inhale, exhale. Maybe push it a little bit farther this time than you did. See if you can. Alright, we're going to go ahead and with our left hand, we're grabbing our toes or like the top of our foot. And with our right hand, we're going to push on our heel. Just gently push toward your sternum. Trying to sit up a little bit tall. See where you're at. If you can get it to your sternum, you've done it. Good job. Don't push it too far. Don't mess it up. Feel accomplished at this stage. Inhale. Exhale. Go ahead, let that foot go down. and we'll do the other side. So you're bringing your right leg in, set yourself up to put it right in your elbow, wrap your right leg around. You can interlace your fingers if you're a little bit farther back. You can't quite get it, you don't have to do that, but you can totally hold hands, rock the baby out and in, trying each time to push it a little bit more over to the side than maybe you did before. I think this pose is kind of fun because it feels like you shouldn't be able to do it in a sense, but then you do, and it's awkward. One more inhale and exhale here, and then we're just gonna take that right hand, grab the foot on the top, and then left hand on the heel and push it. Sit up tall. Inhale. Exhale. All right. Okay, so you know what I'm going to say next, right? Lotus pose. So you can try lotus, or you can sit in cross-legged. If you want to block, go for it. I'm going to try without a block today, I think, but you can just put that, right under your sit bones, and trust me, it will help a lot. And if you're going to hold it, if you're like, I'm going to meditate for 20 minutes after this, I advise using a block so that your knees are on the ground, because your knees in meditation, if they're like falling for 20 minutes, it's going to hurt after a while. It's too much stress on your pelvic floor and your hips. So just keep that in mind if you are like, I'm about to go hardcore lotus pose. So we're going to take our left foot, and you might have more success on the other side. So if you want to start with the right foot, that's up to you. But I'm just putting my left foot right on top of my thigh. Then I'm going to tilt back a little bit to bring my right foot on top of my opposite thigh. And you see how my knee's up here? I would benefit, well, there's a block there, but you would benefit in this kind of position if you put a block back there, right? Because your hips like pulling and straining for an extended period of time, it's going to be painful. All right, so if you're in lotus pose, awesome. If you're not in lotus pose, that's cool too. Wherever you're at, we're going to take a few deep breaths. So, set yourself up. I'm having an issue. Inhale, exhale. All right, so we're going to inhale naturally. Draw the breath into your belly. So you want to sit up nice and tall, pull up through the crown of the head, strengthen your back muscles, your lower groin muscles, and go ahead and inhale. Exhale. Nice and long. And then no break between breaths, just natural inhale. Exhale. Let's do that 3 more times. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Now, if you want to continue here, meditating, go ahead, pause me. Otherwise, we're all done. You have a great day. Feel free to lay down, take full Savasana, and I'll see you tomorrow for the last day of the hip stretch series. Bye!